Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating Dua Lipa's look that she wore during her performance at the 2021 Grammys. She wore a couple looks that night, but I'm going to be doing the pink one. Let's just take a moment to admire her look from that night. She looked absolutely stunning, and I love how girly it was, but she still looked like a baddie. So when I first saw this look, I immediately wanted to feel how she felt that night with that look on, you know? So before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. So the main focus of this look is definitely the eyes, but overall the skin finish is very soft and simple, and the lips are just nice and complimentary too. So I'm going to do my best to replicate this kind of skin finish. It's very luminous. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum, and I'm using the shade N042 Beige. Her under eyes are quite bright compared to the rest of her face, so I'm going to use my Milk Flex Concealer in the shade Fair. I absolutely loved her performance that night. I watched it a couple times on YouTube. She looks so good in pink. Pink is definitely her color. I'm just going to take a little bit of my Pat McGrath under eye powder to lock this in place. Also, Harry Styles' performance was incredible as well. I'm going to go in with more powder later on. I'm just going to be working with a couple more cream products first. So now for my bronzer, I pulled out my Ilia Drawn In Night Light Bronzing Powder. I haven't used this in a while. And I'm going to be blending that out with my Sephora Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. I kind of forgot about this bronzer. I can't remember the last time I used it. So I'm excited to see how it holds up. And she looks nice and bronzed in the photos. And they bronzed her face quite low, so I'm bringing it a little bit lower than I usually would. And it doesn't look like she has anything brought onto her nose, which feels really out of place for me, so I'm just not going to put any blush or bronzer on my nose. Who am I? Crazy. For my highlighter, I pulled out my tan palette from Natasha Denona. I haven't used this in a really long time, but I'm going to use this highlighter right here, the powder one. And it doesn't look like she has much on her bridge of her nose or anything, just a little bit on the tip, but she does have some on her cheekbones. I'm just gonna put a nice sheer amount of this. It looks like she has a sheer glow running over here. So I'm gonna just apply a touch of that. I think I forgot to credit her makeup artist at the beginning of the video. Her Instagram handle is Samantha L MUA. Her name is Samantha Lau. And at the time of filming this, she hasn't put out a product breakdown. So watch her do it the day this goes up or something. So now for my blush, it looks like she has a hint of color. It's nothing too intense. It just ties in the rest of her face together. And I thought one of these ones would work nicely. Either the Bobbi Brown Powder Pink Pot Rouge for lips and cheek, or the NARS Hushed Air Matte Blush. It's hard to tell. I think this one's a little too bright. This one might be perfect. I'm gonna go for the NARS blush. And it's placed a little bit lower on her face. It looks like it's almost where the bronzer would end. I think that's a really good color match to the pictures I'm looking at anyways. Oh, I want to go on my nose so bad. Must restrain. So that's pretty much it for the skin finish. By the way, I keep looking over here because I'm looking at the pictures, but I think that's it for the skin finish now. So I'm just going to add a sheer veil of powder to the areas where I need to lock in my makeup a little bit more. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in the shade 1 Fair. I'm just going to add a sheer veil to my forehead and right here. Pretty much the entire center of my face. Ooh, I really like this base. So now I'm just going to quickly do my brows off camera as well as prime my eyes. So please enjoy the intermission. I just pulled out every single palette that I think could suit this look. So I'm going to do my best to recreate this as best as I can with the products I have. So we'll see. So I'm first taking the shade Supreme from the Jackie Aina palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's this pink one right here. I'm going to use this as my first shade in my crease. And this is a Moda crease brush, by the way. And now I'm actually going to take that shade all over the lid, and I might intensify the pink with a deeper pink in a bit, but I feel like this might be a good match. Mine might be just a little less violet than hers. And it does look like it carries to her lower as well, just a little bit. I'm just gonna bring it as close as I can to the lash line and just subtly blend it. It just looks very sheer down there. Just to add some dimension, I'm just gonna take some of this pink from the Sugar Pill Fun Size palette, the shade Level Up, and I'm just gonna bring that on the outer corner to deepen that area up. So now it's time to dig into all of my shimmers here. To me, in some photos it looks like it's kind of a silvery reflect, and in other photos it looks a little bit more violet or just white. So I'm just gonna swatch a few shades that I have here. So this one is from MAC, which actually looks like a really great option. This is the eyeshadow Cooler Than Being Cool. It's their extra dimension foil eyeshadow. I think this was part of their holiday collection. I think I'm gonna use this for sure, but I might layer a few. I also have this Dior Show Fusion Mono. I think these have been discontinued for a while, but it's just like a white sheen. I don't think it's glittery enough for this kind of look. It's like a sheer veil. I have some MAC Reflex Red, which I think is too peachy. I did bring out the Pat McGrath highlighting trio because I was thinking of using this pink one as a base, then layering the sparkly shadow on top if it wasn't violet enough, which I might do still, because it looks like it has that same kind of shift. So I'm just gonna take my finger with that color and use this as a base to add a duochrome effect. That's cool on its own, to be honest. And I really like how the glitter and shimmer is brought up almost to the brow. So I'm just gonna feather it up to the crease area. That looks cool, it just adds some subtle dimension. And now I'm going to add on this MAC shadow. The Urban Decay Heavy Metal Eyeliner would have been perfect for this. I just lost my pink one though. I only have my green or my gold, so that wouldn't work. So I'm just adding this on with my finger first. My autofocus, I swear it's starting to break because it keeps focusing on my hair over here. Like, what are you doing? I'm now going to go through and dampen a brush just so that we get that kind of foily look that it has. This is an Eye Naughty Blender brush from Huda Beauty. So I'm really packing this glitter shade onto my brush, really getting in there. I definitely should have done eyes first because I'm getting these glitters everywhere. So if you're going to do this look, definitely do eyes first. I'm now reintroducing some more of the pink shadow from the Sugar Pill palette, just so it kind of mixes in with the glitter to make it look more like a shimmer shade that I used. I think to make it even more glittery, I'm just going to pick up my Pat McGrath palette. This is the Divine Rose one, and I'm going to use this pressed glitter. And I'm just taking a little fluffy brush with the shade Supreme from the Jackie Aina palette, and I'm just overlaying a sheer layer of that pink. Oh yeah, that totally made a world of difference. It just shifted all those silvers into a pinky color, and it's looking like it's coming from within. That's much closer. I've been trying to analyze what's going on with the eyeliner. It looks like the artist defined her inner corner, but it doesn't follow through her waterline because there's a photo of her looking down. You can clearly see her naked waterline. So I think it defines and then it stops. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play around with that. And there's like a nice subtle wing to define her lashes to make them look thicker. So I think for the inner portion, I'm going to use an eyeshadow so it gets that softened look because hers isn't harsh at all. I'm gonna pick up my Royal & Langnickel BMD 475 brush, and I'm taking a black shadow. I just am using this Charlotte Tilbury quad. This is the Diva Lights Luxury palette. I might go in with an eyeliner. I just want to see what this does first because it looks way softer than an actual liner. Now I'm taking my Smith 203 brush, which is a tiny little angled brush, and I'm using my Melt Cosmetics eyeliner pot to create the outer portion of the wing. Oh, it's so hard to tell what her wing looks like. There's not great photos of the makeup, but I'll just wing it. With that little angled brush, I'm gonna tuck a tiny amount of the black shadow right here. I think she's gifted with really thick bottom lashes, so I'm just gonna tuck a little bit right here just to define my lower, but I'm not bringing it all the way across because I'm gonna try to build up my mascara a ton down there. So this lighting definitely doesn't showcase this look properly. I just stepped into a sunbeam and it looked a lot more similar to her look. So I'll insert some clips in a different lighting setting after I put on some mascara. And for my mascara, I'm going to be using the JULIAA Limitless Lash Mascara. We're just going to ignore that happened, okay? Okay, so here are the eyes all finished. In this lighting, it doesn't look as magical, but I'll show you in direct sunlight. So finally for her lips, it looks like she's wearing a really nice nudie rose pink. So I'm first going to line my lips with the Persona Dusk lip liner. Then I have 3 lipsticks here that would work for this look. So the first one is the Grammys Kiss Kiss lipstick in the shade Nude Flirt. I think that's a pretty good option. The other one I have here is the Wet n Wild Clothes Off sheer lipstick. It's this one right here. I think that might be closer. Plus it has that same kind of satiny sheen that hers has. And finally I have this M Cosmetics Rose Nude Lip Cloud, which is a really good color for this look. It just has a matte finish, so I would just have to add like a gloss or something. I think this one has too much of a peach undertone. I might go in with this one just to see, and if it's too sheer, I might add a couple dots of the M Cosmetics one in there. The only problem with this lipstick is when you apply it, it's such a soft formula on the inside that it hits the back of the lipstick and it gets all messy here. So you have to really make sure you're applying it as scrolled down as possible. Oh yeah, that might be a little light. So I'm just gonna add a couple dots of the M Cosmetics Rose Nude. I feel like that's a really similar color now. Ooh, I really like how this look turned out. So here is the finished final look. I actually love how it turned out. Usually when I wear pink on my eyes, I feel kind of out of place. It's not entirely my style, but I love the inner corner detail. I feel like it brings a mysterious aspect to the look, something a little more sexy. I adore how this look looks on her brown eyes. Whenever I wear pink on my eyes, I always feel like a watermelon for some reason. But nonetheless, I had such a blast recreating this look. I really hope I did it justice. And these videos are always so fun and they're always challenging. I love going throughout my collection and picking out things and trying things that I wouldn't usually do in my own style. So this video was a fun one for me. But with that being said, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. I would love to know what you'd like to see next in the comments down below. I'll make sure to list all of these products in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.